There's Okogie. And the NBA dress code introduced back in 2005. Now, player attire straying a bit from business casual. Does that bother you, Greg?
You know, it doesn't bother me because that's where we are as a society. But, man, I can tell you, when I first came in the league, you get fined if you didn't wear dress socks with your suit. So we have come a long way in terms of the evolution of fashion. And you know what? I'm not one for stopping progress.
Here's Russell. Oh, and it's sent back by Washington. From past the arc. And again, it's the Lakers from deep. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Los Angeles.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Yeah, and I think something they've also worked hard at tonight is crashing the boards. The second chance points have been coming in bunches.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Let's go. I said I need it. Undefeated. Blocking, then I'm go long. He receive it. I can't see it. My wrist look like a snow cone maker. Once I see her, I give her that just like it. Then I leave her. I can't get caught up. I can't be on. Look at them people. You know what it is. Go put that before they breaches. Before they breaches. I'ma get out this shit. I'm striking. I'm throwing my whole lot of money. Instead they keep coming forever. I'm living my life like a. I'm straight out the knife. I came up. I'm straight from the knife. I went bought me a. Jumped out the poacher and bought me a. Bought in the jet. Cause my dog out a. Don't give a where we going. My that I cover my. Gotta elo my aim on point. Give me pain in my joint. Money bun. I want 2,000. I want both of. I know how to handle it, books on my damage. These can't run, we gon' live it one. You know where I'm from, give a how you in the car and it sound like a in it with $1 million worth of cash. Like Bandicoot, we bout to crash. No remorse, I'm to your dad. Off the porch, bought a push and I drag. Out the billing and then did it, now you do the math. If you sick on my son, I won't hide. Brain, we give him a bath. I said I need it. This undefeated. Blocking, then I'm go long. He receive it, I can't see it. My wrist look like a snow cone maker. Once I see her, I give her that just like it. Then I leave her. I can't get caught up. I can't be on. Look at them people. You know what it is. Go put that before they breaches. Before they breaches, I'ma get out this shit. I'm striking. I'm throwing my whole lot of money. Instead they keep coming forever. I'm living my life like a.
Band on the we making it happen. I like a bougie, but keep me a
Fantastic. Cartier straight out the plastic. Diamonds in all of my glasses.
the magic.
Straight out the basket. They say them young have
The money too old, it's growing nasty.
with them.
The way we pay, we been giving too many passes.
Too many. Drop it back and cash it. Who gonna press on the fastest?
Who?
Elastic, new attachment, get tactic. Technical.
They stole the flow,
Go.
then they tryna run off with the
My
fashion.
neck, I freeze it. Just give us the reason, make this look easy. Cut blue hundreds with the stones is. What's your issue? If you got a whole block outside the street,
Ain't no peace treated. They ain't treated. They got me heated. Don't play with the game, they know that we be undefeated. I get. We talking beef, they say that they vegan. Drippin' no reason. We cup 'em on ice and talkin' the
I
freezer.
said I need it. This undefeated. Blocking, then I'm go long. He receive it. I can't see it. My wrist look like a snow cone maker. Once I see her, I give her that just like it. Then I leave her. I can't get caught up. I can't be on. Look at them people. You know what it is. Go put that before they breaches. Before they breaches, I'ma get out this shit. I'm striking. I'm throwing my Whole lot of money and still it keep coming forever. I'm living my life like a slime.
Are you ready for a big weekend in my team? Let's start with pack news. Today, you can add some special cards to your lineup.
And those are the starting lineups, so kick back and get your popcorn. Welcome to 2K Sports. What, Allie?
Thanks, Brian. Well,
Boy, Allie, wouldn't that be something? So let's take a look at the Los Angeles Lakers starting lineup. The big three for this team all out there. Westbrook the point, LeBron and AD sliding in at the forward spots. Then it's Dwight Howard, and it's Washington in at the 2 spot. And for Chicago, Ball and Levine make up the backcourt. DeMar DeRozan is out there with Alize Johnson. And it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Hey, Grant, how often do players check in on their own stats during a season?
BA, everybody in the league watches their numbers. Some guys are just willing to admit it.
No one near him. Can't get it to drop. And Los Angeles the other way now. They want to keep rolling here following a win against Minnesota.
Oh my, talk about mental toughness. The crowd was roaring against them. They were able to focus and finish the task at hand.
It was a terrific performance we got a chance to watch. They got into a nice rhythm and made smart adjustments along the way.
Now here's Ball. A really disappointing game for him in that loss to Toronto. Here's Levine. 6 on the shot clock. To win the run. And he lays it in.
Barely beating the clock. One thing you can say about Zach LaVine, he likes these moments.
And Zach LaVine just continues to refine his game. His shot selection has really improved. He's much more choosy on when he shoots.
Now, here is James. Right now, contributing around 10.5 points a game. The 3 from Washington. And the Lakers get it back. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Johnson. Just over a minute and a half in. You know, while Levine is picking up his spots a bit more, he is still the guy for this team late in games.
He really is. I mean, he can create a shot for himself any trip down the floor. He's been the de facto leader for a while for this Bulls club, and nobody else has as much experience on late game shots. When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Outside Levine. This one for 3. James with the rebound. Los Angeles has gone 3 for 5 from deep so far in this matchup. Puts it up. Money from the wing. Washington's got 12.
They've played with fantastic energy from the opening tip.
Already ahead by double digits, trying to run away and not look back.
Now here's Ball. He's averaging more than 12 a game. A consistent threat on offense. Vucevic, the pass to Ball. Shot clock at 6. DeRozan for 3. And again, Chicago, no good.
1 of 5 to start the game. They have to slow down and just play their brand of basketball.
The 3 from Washington. That shot missing. Now Chicago takes it the other way. This game coming after a loss versus the Raptors.
Well, you know when your percentage from the field is in the low 30s, that means the game is not going your way.
They couldn't hit a thing out there. With that awful shooting percentage, you will be lucky to win one game in this league.
Here's Levine for 3. Buries it from 3. He's got 5.
Boy, there's a certain beauty to that high-arching jumper. Levine showing us the range.
Westbrook finds Davis. Now here's Washington. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Drains the triple.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
The Bulls have gone 2 of 6 from the floor. Ball against Westbrook. Outside Levine.
2 minutes
to the wing on the left. Jacks up a 3. The shot comes out. And Los Angeles the other way now. Last time they met in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they destroyed this team on the glass in the last meeting.
Count that bucket.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over. And as the coaches draw up their strategies, the players staying hydrated with some Gatorade. That's key to keeping them at their best all the way up to the buzzer.
It really is. And every one of those players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
And the Lakers making a change here. Jordan's checked in for Howard. Anthony comes in for Davis. Horton Tucker, he's checked in for LeBron. And Nunn is subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
I love the vision by DeMar DeRozan. He found the wide open teammate.
There's a minute 12 left in the first. Washington with the ball. 15 points in the game. Shoots over Ball. And Washington with the basket on the assist from Nunn. Washington's got 17 points. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. 11 feet out. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
It's become pretty clear that if a team's looking to run a fast-paced offense, Lonzo Ball is the perfect choice at the point.
Jones, he's checked in for DeRozan.
An unselfish young guard, Lonzo Ball takes pride, in my opinion, of success of others. Probably why his teammates love playing with him.
Chicago trailing here. There's 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Jordan against Williams. Clock at 6. Pass to Jones. Here's Caruso. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
Second free throw, no good.
3 shots.
And he misses all 3. Los Angeles has gone 4 of 8 from outside in this first quarter. Nunn with a bucket.
And early on, they've been on a tear, just getting whatever they want offensively.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
And here is Williams, coming off a 16-point game against Toronto. Here's Jones. No good on the buzzer beater. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Lakers ahead. They lead by 11. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Well, he can be a one-man army, rebounding, scoring, and assisting. But Russell Westbrook knows he's got to rally those around him to win.
We got to do it together. And I think that's...
Westbrook is all about winning, Grant.
Yes, he is, and his teammates will tell you as well. For all the stats he piles up at the end of the day, he's laser focused on getting the dub.
Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck. Plenty of time left in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Lakers?
They didn't need any time to warm up from long range today. Their three-point shooting has been terrific in the first half.
One other thing we've seen them execute to this point is good ball movement to set up those easy scoring chances.
So on the floor for the Lakers to kick off the second quarter. Anthony is out there with Talen Horton-Tucker. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Kendrick Nunn. And it's Washington in at the 2.
Well, Jay in the last matchup against the Timberwolves was outstanding. He contributed 42 points and also did a lot of damage from long. He was dominant, and they're hoping to get more of the same from him tonight. Take it away.
Outstanding, thanks. Impressive ability to carry his team to victory, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., I was really impressed. They wouldn't have won the game if it wasn't for his attacking mindset and will to win.
And that's what every player has control of, his level of activity. It allows you to impact the game even if the shot isn't falling.
Woo, hard work creating the second chance opportunity.
For Chicago, they've got none of their first 3 shots to fall so far in the second. Ball passes to Williams. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time.
He goes to the bounce pass there. Nice rhythm at the end of the play.
Here's Washington, and Washington powers it through.
With 2 hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. Here's Caruso. Nunn defends. Pass to Ball. And in crunch time, when the game is close, some players rise to the occasion, Smitty. Others tighten up. What do you think makes the difference?
Well, first of all, a lot of it is confidence. But I think also you got to trust in your preparation. And a lot of guys are built for the moment, and some are not. And most of the guys built for the moment, they are superstars.
Now here's Washington. The 3 is up. Nails it from beyond the arc. Washington's got 10 points now, just in this quarter.
Ooh, this guy is as hot as they come from distance. Defensively, you almost have to pick him up once he crosses half court.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
Looking now for some consistency. Just too many missed shots.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing.
So it's Los Angeles. They're feeling great.
All right, fans, get on your feet and make some noise. It's T-shirt time.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. And Chicago has possession. They'll be playing host to Houston for their next game, and that'll be their second of 4 total games at home. Ball and Levine make up the backcourt. Nikola Vucevic is out there with Johnson, and it's DeRozan in at small forward. That's the group for Billy Donovan, getting going here in the second half.
When DeRozan gets to the rim like that, you know how it's going to end. And we talk about veterans adding to their games. DeRozan has become an excellent facilitator, something he really takes pride in.
And DeRozan typically makes the simple pass over the flashy word.
That's his style across the board. You won't see him on a ton of highlight reels for his passing, but he's about making the right play within the flow of the game.
Chicago's gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. Ball finds Levine. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time. Ball's got 3 assists in the game.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Washington drives in.
Bulls foul. Zach Levine. That's his 3rd personal foul.
Then he drops a first.
2nd team foul. At the line for the Lakers.
It's both from the stripe. And And the Bulls shooting pretty well at 45%. Shot from 16, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Levine's got 15 points.
Zach loves to provide for his team. He is playing his heart out on offense.
And it's Washington missing. The Bulls have gone 3 of 3 in the second half. On the wing, Levine. DeRozan outside. Back to Levine. Stolen by Davis. Pass to Washington. Offensive rebound. Howard. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. And that one misses. Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. Ball against Westbrook. And the dunk by Levine.
The floor awareness of ball, excels at getting the ball to his uncovered teammates.
The Lakers have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. The three from Washington. That's good. And so Westbrook with the assist. Westbrook's got 3 assists in the game. The Bulls have gone 4 of 4 in this third quarter. Perfect so far. DeRozan against James. Here's Vucevic. Soft touch off the glass. 5 points in the game.
Well, Vucevic has finished a couple times in the top 10 of offensive boards, in part because of his feel for the game.
Connects from downtown.
Man, he has been locked in this quarter. Shouldering the load at the offensive end.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
All right, BA, Russell Westbrook last season said titles won't define him. He said, quote, I grew up in the streets. I'm a champion. I don't have to be an NBA champion. My legacy isn't based on what I do on this court. It's what I do off the floor. How many people I'm able to impact and inspire.
Oh, different perspective, Allie. Good stuff. Anthony's checked in for Howard. The three from Washington. And the Lakers hit again from deep.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
So we see the Lakers taking the W here. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Sunrise in a weird part of the night. Yeah. That's the time I feel alright. Yeah. All the blues away, oh yeah. Then it comes back in the day. Yeah. When it on the clock when the world can't throw you off.
And reach the Emerald tier before Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time so you can participate in the first game day for the $250,000 My Team Unlimited tournament.
The bronze likeness of Lakers great Magic Johnson that can be... found just out and with tip up.
Thank you, Kevin.
David, you are 2-9. Thank you so much. And Westbrook, he is incredible. Thank you, David. And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Ayton is the pivot, and Crowder slides in at the 4. The star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there. And it's Bridges in at the small forward position. And for the Lakers. And they have their big 3 all out there. Westbrook at the point with LeBron and Davis at the forward. Washington out there with Jordan. Greg, not the first time MV's been named Player of the Week. He's really caught fire.
I don't think anyone in the league has been more locked in. This guy's producing at an elite level.
And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Count the basket. And the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered. At the point guard position in particular, much more scoring expected than in decades past.
You got to be a triple threat at every position, and at the point guard, it just commands so much more attention. They're the initiators of the offense. There's so many guys who are tremendous scorers that can create opportunities themselves with the ball and do it from deep range. They can play off a pick and roll and manipulate the defenses. So it has been a golden era for point guards, and it's a new way in which they play, being able to shoot that 3-ball, Kevin.
Here's Crowder following the basket by Anthony Davis. Here's Paul, puts the fadeaway right on the money.
And Chris Paul so comfortable operating in the mid-range.
Passes to Jordan. Back to Washington. He feeds it to Jordan. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Ayton. Here's Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
You have to be alert if you're guarding Devin Booker. He's terrific at cutting apart the defense with the dribble move.
And, you know, Booker might have been a volume shooter, at least early in his career, but now he's a legit #1 option for an offense.
Pass to Bridges. And here is Ayton. Back to Bridges. 6 on the shot clock. The Suns need to get a shot off. Buries the long-range jumper. Booker's got 7 points. And Craig, the efficiency for Booker has grown over the years.
and no longer forcing shots. Takes what's available to him, and I believe he could be the leading scorer on a championship caliber team.
Now Bridges after the missed three from Washington. Bridges outside. He kicks it to Booker. Trying to get open is Crowder. No good from Booker.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Washington passes to Westbrook. Now James. Now here's Washington. He has 5, and he's good on the 3-ball. Washington's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Lakers. The Suns trailing. Booker outside. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Now James. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. From deep Washington. They get it back.
And AD has always been such a gifted rebounder.
Here's Booker. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Well, in that one, they just had everything working offensively. It's a lot of fun when you get into that kind of a groove.
Yeah, I love watching that game, and in particular, their demeanor in their destruction in that game.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Howard's checked in for Jordan. Anthony comes in for Anthony Davis. Horton Tucker's checked in for James. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Russell Westbrook. And the Suns here with a different look. JaVale McGee's checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Saric comes in for Crowder. Cameron Johnson's checked in for Bridges. And it's Payne in for Paul.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
On the wing, Johnson. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. The shot by Saric, no good. The Lakers in the lead. Here's Washington, and then Washington with the dunk.
Great to see when Melo spots his open teammate, good at noticing the overcommitment that time.
Payne dishes to McGee. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. To the middle, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Lakers shooting their first free throws here for the night.
First team foul. At the line for the Lakers. At the line for
first one falls for him. Washington hits them both. 55 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And here's Payne. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Booker with it. And it's Howard picking him up.
That reach of Dwight Howard is so impressive. A dominant shot blocker and a tremendous athlete.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
And the Suns making a change here. Kaminsky's checked in.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's...
Look at putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Johnson left side. We've got 22 seconds left here in the first quarter. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Washington. It's hauled in by the Suns. And now the Suns a fast break. Judge has the open look. Misses, and he wants that one back.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Lakers on top, up by 3. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And he stands 6'9", but without question, LeBron.
I have the freedom to call sets, whatever.
And Greg, for all of his athletic gifts, very few players have thought the game as well as LeBron has.
And they listed him at point guard in his 17th season. But it's all semantics at this point. He's always been the best decision maker on any team he's played on.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Lakers here so far, guys.
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Anthony out there with Howard. Then there's Jay. Then it's Kendrick Nunn. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 3 slot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Bulls was huge. He scored 41 points, and he got those points as he always does, knocking down shots from beyond the arc. He put up great numbers in a terrific effort. It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss. We'll be looking for a repeat performance tonight, Kevin.
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall.
Substitution for the Suns.
We've got 1:55 left in the first half of the game. And here's Washington outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Washington's got the lead up to 6 now for the Lakers. Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers winning their last game against the Bulls. Here's Booker. And Davis sends it back.
That reach is so dangerous. AD uses it so well.
Saric checked in for the Suns. 1:32 left here in the second. Bridges shot. Good. Bridges has got 5 points in the quarter.
Now that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me. Bridges, in this young part of his career, has taken on the challenge of guarding some of the league's best offensive players.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Howard's checked in for Los Angeles. Kendrick Nunn comes in for Russell Westbrook. Booker against Nunn. Now here's Booker. He's covered closely. And that one is good. Booker's got 11 points. And Brent, with Mikal Bridges, defense is his calling card.
I love the fact that he just has such great hands, anticipation, and length. And he just plays a lot bigger than the size he is on the floor. That kind of stuff disrupts offensive players, and he also just continues to track. Even if he's beat, he will give you second effort to stay in the plays defensively. That's a high-level skill for a young player. Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Here's Washington driving in. McGee with the block. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Booker outside. Misses from close range. Lakers leading by 4.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
That's a 2 from Paul. Misses the jumper.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. We'll return shortly. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
They're almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
Setting the floor for the Suns. Pop it forward. They'll have Bridges and Crowder. The star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there. And it's Ayton in at the 5.
And this is the type of play where Devin Booker is going to gain a lot of confidence and might start getting aggressive.
And so many teams looking to space the floor. Greg, how many non-shooters can you play and still have a good offense?
Well, I think most teams go 4 out, meaning you got to have at least 4 guys that are a threat on the perimeter, keeping a vertical spacer at that dunker spot. But if your dunker can also shoot, man, that puts even more pressure on the defense.
Paul with the ball. He's picked up by LeBron. Just 3 to shoot. A shot, no good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. And here's Washington outside. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the three-point shot of Mikal Bridges seemed to abandon him early in his NBA career. Coach Monty Williams said he developed a hitch in his release. But Bridges got in the lab with the coaching staff, changing his shot midway through season 2. The results speak for themselves. Guys?
He had a career year shooting, that's for sure. I admire his work ethic. D.A., thank you. Paul with the ball. He's got 7. Kicks to Bridges. Booker in the corner. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Booker's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Suns.
And with Mikal Bridges, he's a player who knows his role and plays his role as well.
I think he's one of those guys who comes from a great system. He came into the league with incredible discipline and incredible awareness of where it is he can impact the game. And that's why you see the 3-and-D effect that Mikal Bridges has had on the NBA.
Timeout call, the Suns. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
The defense has to take the ball out of his hands. He's just knocking down every three-pointer he takes right now.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Russell Westbrook. And then for Phoenix, Kaminsky, he's checked in for Crowder. Johnson comes in for Bridges. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Paul. Kaminsky finds Johnson. Here's Ayton. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson.
Well, you bump me, and I'm going to bump you back as Ayton, not afraid to get physical with the defender.
Washington passes to Rondo, and there's the call on Devin Booker. That's foul number 2 for him. And we are seeing a lot of star players now, Brent, gravitate to the big markets. Do you think the NBA will ever have something like a franchise tag similar to pro football?
That's an interesting idea. I don't think so. I don't know if the NBA Players Union would sign off on something like that. You know, the first thing that might be addressed is getting to a point where there is a salary cap and a hard cap for teams to stay under some sort of financial restrictions that allow the smaller market teams to compete in some ways. But up until that time, Kevin, I don't see much of that changing. Booker more and more becoming a double threat, not just to score the ball, but starting to realize he can set up his teammates.
And here's Washington outside. Trains it from beyond the arc. Washington's got 37.
And how aggressive has he been on the offensive end? Over half the team's points have been his.
Pass to Booker. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Washington, that's good.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Suns trail by 11. The pass to Kaminsky. Passes it to Johnson. They grab their own miss. And that one's good, Ayton.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Big question mark was Ayton, and could he anchor a defense? He's answered those.
Get loud. Here they are.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Howard's. You said it. Defense now a strength of what Ayton brings to the table.
Well, that was the point he had to prove, Kevin, as a big guy. What could he do? Every night, you know, if you're not getting the ball down on the inside defensively on the interior, how can I impact the game? He's been patient with it. He's learned it. And now he's embraced the fact that he can make that kind of contribution.
And they have their big 3 all out there. Westbrook at the point with LeBron and Davis at the forward. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Washington. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Basket good. Washington's got 42 in the game.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Here's Paul. Westbrook pulls it in. Lakers leading by 6. From deep. Three-point range, and it's Washington missing. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Suns. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him. A nice shot by Booker.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunity.
Here's Washington. Rebound by JaVale McGee. McGee's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Booker. The Lakers with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. From deep Washington. It's hauled in by the Suns. McGee's got 5 rebounds tonight. Down low, Booker. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Booker's got 36.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll. Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Andre Ayton's checked in for JaVale McGee. Phoenix has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Pass to Paul. Dishes to Ayton. Back to Paul. Now the pass to Ayton. Outside Crowder. Clock at 4. Over Davis. Can't tie it up as that one misses. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the 4th quarter for them. From deep Washington. They get it back. The shot's good from Jordan. And the Lakers lead by 4.
DeAndre Jordan has seen these moments before. Not usually the guy called upon, but man, delivering in a big spot.
And Booker kicks to Paul. It's stolen by Davis. Passes it to Washington. He takes it in. Jordan trying to free himself up. Stolen by Washington. Jordan the pass to Washington. Here's the dish to Davis. Now, here's Washington. On deep. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Paul dishes to Booker. Lakers leading by 4. And here's Washington outside. Goes back up. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Some strength on display from Jordan there. Love how he uses it to convert on these and-one opportunities.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
What a tremendous showing from the three-pointer all through this game.
The other thing they've done is had penetrating passes inside, in the interior, plenty of points in the paint.
Westbrook against Paul. Over Westbrook. Phoenix, no good that time either.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
And the Lakers with another miss.
He needs to try to get another basket this quarter because clearly his jumper is not going down right now.
Pass to Paul. Inside, here's Bridges, and the rejection by James.
LeBron authorizing another block shot.
And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Here's Washington. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
And, you know, it's almost as if he wore himself out with that performance in the last quarter. He hasn't had nearly the same kind of energy in this one.
Yeah, and do you see Chris Paul sweating right now? I don't.
A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Foul. Devin Booker. That's his 4th personal foul. 5th team foul.
He drops the first one and puts them up by 5.
Taking 2 shots.
is good. Being both at the line. It's a 6-point ball game.
Free throws always a little bit sweeter when they can add to your lead.
Phoenix calls timeout. They're behind by 6. 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
It's funny, at this point in the game, the coach is asking the team to be perfect. They haven't been to this point.
And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, James.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
.30 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Paul outside. Ayton trying to break free. Paul can't get it to go. And they go to the intentional foul.
Chris Paul. That's his first personal foul. The team is in the penalty. At the line for Los Angeles, Russell Westbrook. 2 shots.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
And what do fans love most about Russell Westbrook? They won't talk about detailed things, the scoring or the shooting or the athleticism. They'll talk about how hard it is that he plays.
And the Suns call time here. They're trailing by 7. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys? So the Lakers take the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, and just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony,